Hi friends, myself Aniket Renavikar, Assistant Professor, Center for Distance Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. In the program MCOM Valuation of Real Estate, the subject is a building construction. In that, the topic is a brick. Today we learn about the properties of constituents of brick earth. There are various properties of constituents of brick earth, that is shale, alumina, silica, iron oxide, lime, etc. Today we start here about the shale. Shale is a natural soft rock from which clay is produced by decomposition bricks. Decomposition. Bricks are also made of shale. They are harder than ordinary bricks. Next is alumina. Alumina is the main constituent. It makes clay plastic and therefore moldable. Excess alumina makes bricks shrink or warp during drying and hard during burning. Next is silica. Sand or silica in appropriate quantities is added to clay if present in insufficient quantity. It is a hard cementing material. It prevents cracking, sinking and warping of raw bricks. Next is iron oxide. Iron oxide acts as a flux, contributes hardness and red color. A very small amount of iron oxide causes sand to fuse at lower temperature. It also gives a pleasing tint to the bricks of maximum 0.5%. Next constituent is lime. Lime acts as a flux and does not allow bricks to shrink during drying. Next is magnesium potassium soda. Magnesium potassium soda, these also act as a flux during burning. A very small amount of magnesia gives a yellow tint to the bricks. Magnesium more than 1% causes brick to decay. These are the various properties of constituents of a earth brick. Next we can see about the harmful constituents of brick earth. There are various materials that is harmful to the brick, that is pebbles of stone and gravel, alkalis, limestone and concrete nodules, iron pyrites, water absorption, presence of soluble salt, etc. So today we see about the pebbles of stone and gravel. In that, pebbles of stone and gravel are harmful since they prevent through mixing and uniformity of a brick. Next is alkalis. Alkalis are lower the fusion point of clay and cause the brick to twist and warp during burning. They absorb moisture from the body's in structure and cause efflorescence in that. Efflorescence means grey-white deposit on drying of moisture. Next is limestone and concre nodules. Limestone and concre nodules causes bricks to split and crumble to pieces. And next is iron pyrites is it decomposes and causes the bricks to split. Therefore these are harmful constituents of brick earth. Next is water absorption. Water absorption depends on porosity and permeability. Smaller the size of pores, greater is the resistance offered to moisture. And the presence of soluble salts, for example sulfates of Ca, Mg, Na, should be minimum. If present in large quantity, they make machinery permanently in damp and wet condition and create a efflorescence which causes unsightly effects, for example white deposit or incrustation. They should be resistant to weathering and fire. So these are the harmful constituents of brick earth. Next is we can see about the requirements of a good bricks. What are the requirements of the good brick? To fulfill the where we create a good brick earth, then we fulfill the various requirements. That is, it should have a proper proportion of sand, silt and clay. It must be homogeneous. It should have sufficient plasticity so that bricks can be properly and conveniently molded with sharp and well defined edges. It must be free from lumps of lime and nodules of concre, etc. Next is and it should not mix with salty water. It should not contain vegetables and organic matters, etc. In the manufacturing of the clay bricks, consist of the various operation. That is the three type of operation should be in there. That is the first is a preparation of clay, second is molding, and third is a drying and burning. These are the three stages of the bricks, manufacturing of the bricks. In the first preparation of the clay, the preparation of clay is done manually or by mechanical excavator. These are consist of a various steps. That is, first is a unsoling, second is a dicing, third is a stone picking, fourth is addition of sand and chalk, fifth is weathering, and sixth is tempering. In the unsoling consists in removing vegetation, top or organic matter, conker particles, etc. Next is a dicing. Dicing is the process of excavation of the clay. Clay is dug manually or by machine and heaped to a certain height above the ground. Next is a stone picking. Stone picking is done normally, but if in excess, the clay is washed and strained. Next is the addition of sand and chalk. Addition of chalk and sand is done at this stage for preparation of better quality bricks if required. Next is a weathering. Weathering consists of leaving the heaps of the clay exposed to the action of atmospheric agencies and bacteria for a period of at least a month. Weathering has important effect on the plasticity and strength of the clay. Next is the tempering. Tempering is the process of kneading the clay into a homogeneous mass with uniform consistency with plasticity suitable for molding process. Kneading is done by men or cattle that tread over the clay, which is the first turnover, 2 or 3 times, then kneaded and battered by spades and shovels. When the demand of bricks is sufficiently great, the clay is tempered by passing the clay through a pug mill. The tempered soil coming out of the plug mill is collected by molding operations. Next is the molding. Molding is the process of giving the desired shape to the tempered clay by hand or machine. Hand molding is resulted in case of a soft clay and is done on the ground or on the table. In hand molding, a mold of wood or iron is used. The mold is either dipped in water or sand. Clay is shaped, introduced in the mold firmly. The mold is lifted, given a slight jerk, and inverted to release the molded brick. In table molding, the molder is usually a table. The molded bricks are laid on a pallets board in case of table molding, or on dry level surface of the ground in case of ground molding. Clay bricks are also formed on brick pressing machines. Machine molding is advantageous when a large number of bricks are required to be made in short time and where the clay is hard. The bricks are cheaper and better quality. These are the process of molding. Next is the drying. Drying is the process wherein the object is to evaporate all superfluous moisture without damaging the brick. They make the brick hard enough to be handled and to impart the requirement strength to withstand pressure during the operation in kilns and or clamps, usually in burning. Bricks are dried by 2 methods, that is natural drying or hack drying, and the second is artificial drying. In natural drying, wet bricks are arranged in rows on their edges and raised ground called hacks, keeping space in between for circulation of air and kept as such in open air for 1 or 2 weeks. In artificial drying, it is used when large quantity of bricks are required to shortest time. The bricks are dried in a special furnace built for purpose by hot flue gases from the cooling chamber is used and by waste steam engines or drying machinery. These are the process of manufacturing of, that is the preparation of clay, molding and burning. These are the methods. So friends, today we can learn about in these properties of construction of bricks, construction of brick, requirements of good brick and manufacturing process of bricks. So today we stop here. All are with respect to the